WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network presented by DraftKings. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Doing good. Yeah, doing good. You know, could be better.
Could be better.
We're still in the hunt for last.
We're still battling out for last. I think this is the first time in like 2 weeks that we're recording, 2-3 weeks, that the Hawks have a losing week.
Yeah, it's very foreign to us when that happens.
Very foreign. I mean, we're winners. The Blackhawks are winners, and they never lose big games or anything like that at all. But here we are. The second half of the California battle kicked off last week with games in California. Went pretty much how I kind of anticipated going. Not really like in the way they won their one game, but
yeah,
it's kind of like how I figured they were going to go 1-2.
Okay, I thought they would still go like 2-1, especially with the way that they played against Anaheim the game prior.
And that's the exact opposite. I thought Anaheim was going to come with a little bit more
pizzazz.
FU after the whole situation because how heated that last game got. But first off, they played LA in LA. Pretty much exactly like the 5-0 game. This is a battle of a team fighting for playoff position versus a team that just has no business playing against a good team like this.
Yeah, man. LA's good. Yeah, they're good. Also, yeah, it's teams like that I think match up really well against the Hawks with the way that they play. That a lot of the glaring like faults the Hawks have are like really out there. Yeah. It's rough.
Hawks lost this one 6-2. Foligno gets on the board with the power play goal. Just love it, man. I just love watching this guy get good.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
The other goal was Kevin Korchinski, and I'm trying to pull up the stat because as soon as I looked at it and I saw that he scored, he was like the first Blackhawks defenseman, I think, to score back-to-back games since like I want to say Duncan Keith in like 08-09.
Oh wow.
Something crazy like that.
Is it are you serious? Is that legit?
I think so. I legitimately remember seeing something like that.
Remember when like Mike Green went on like a 13-game goal streak in Washington?
Oh yeah.
And like the Hawks can't put together like a defenseman that can score more than once in a row. Not once in a row, but more than twice in a row.
Was that also the same time when Mike Green was going online looking for people that had his Easton stick?
That was right before it. That
was
like
the craziest thing.
That's probably why he went online to find it, because he's like gotta relive the magic of that record-setting goal season.
What a weird time when Easton Hockey gets bought out. They don't make the sticks anymore, so you have NHL players going on hockey forums looking for his stick or something similar to it. That's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, this game was all LA. Kopitar just being Kopitar, 3 points. Mrazek got the start in this one, I believe, and then he just, I don't know, 750 save percentage. I just think this was just a game like nobody looked good. Nobody.
She was not going well. And
yeah,
I want to like find. I'm pretty sure there's a goal where I was just like, there's nothing he was going to do about it. And I don't remember which one it was. It's gonna be 1 second to look at shit. But yeah, it was. Yeah, they had so many wide open opportunities this game, and then they just finished. Oh, the Gavrikov goal where he just throws it on net from the point and doesn't touch a single person, goes top shelf. There's I'm pretty sure Anze Kopitar's goal too. Like he's just wide open, like right in front.
The first goal too, I think, was just like a big rebound. Just
Oh yeah. That was probably the worst goal that he gave up. I think. The first Kopitar goal, like Korchinski tries to clear it up the boards, doesn't go anywhere, and then Adrian Kempe just finds Kopitar literally only one by himself in front of the net. Yeah, it was a lot of broken plays. Yeah, they didn't look good.
Yeah. So, but like we said, it's to be expected when you're playing against a team that is fighting for their playoff positioning and trying to stay in the divisional matchup and avoid the wild card spot. Then you go on to Anaheim, and this was a game that I was expecting Anaheim to come out a lot stronger, and especially after the way the last meeting went down when the Hawks beat them 7-2, you could tell things were getting a little high tension and all that with the line brawl and stuff like that. So you figured you got to be ready to play some tough hockey. And Coach Richardson made a decision before the game to do the 11-7 lineup with 11 forward, 7 defensemen, and put Tenorti in the lineup as the 7th defenseman because he, quote, wanted toughness in this game. And on paper, it looked good. But then Tenorti just did not get the memo that that's how he was supposed to play. I don't know how much of this game you saw.
I think I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Because these are all like later games.
Yeah, West Coast is tough.
Yeah, I don't remember much from this one other than like waking up and seeing the score was 4-0. I was like, well, that sucks.
So the Hawks were outplaying this team. We're playing the Ducks in the first. Like they were just pressuring on. I think at one point it was like 9-2 or 10-2 in shots in the Hawks' favor and all that. No scoring in the first, and the second period gets going. When was that fight? Because Tenorti got into a fight in this against was it Ryan or Ross Johnston?
That must have been first period.
First period. It was the most point. Like there's no reason for it. It's behind the play. Bedard's going on a 2-on-1 down the other way that gets blown off for this fight. And I don't know if they were trying to send a message, if it was the Ducks trying to do it or Tenorti or whatever, but just ill time for the Hawks. And then after that tough guy scene from Tenorti, that was it. That was the last you saw, like tough guy Tenorti. He gets absolutely out-muscled and outworked in front of the net by Killorn for that first goal. He made multiple errors out there, throwing the puck away. And I want to say he was responsible for at least 2 goals. I think he finished with -3 in this one.
-3, yeah.
Yeah.
With only 8 minutes of like ice time, -3.
Yeah. If there was any question if he was coming back next season, I think this answered it for you. Like it was just like the nail in the coffin. Like, hey, thanks for coming out, being a body here, but we're gonna be moving a different direction. Yeah, it was not a good look. And I know it's not fair to pick on him because one, he was the 7th defenseman and all that kind of stuff, but still it's like when you're only playing 8 minutes of hockey and you're that noticeably bad, I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah. Vlasic on his first fight this game too.
Oh yeah, that's because he took out Leo Carlson for the game with a knee-to-knee.
Yeah, which was completely unintentional.
Right, yeah. But you got to answer the bell. I mean,
he did.
We got
just like a wrestling match.
Yeah. So, good for him getting that one under his belt. The only other thing I kind of noticed about this one that kind of really bugged me, and I don't get it, is every time Bedard touched the puck, the Duck fans would boo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just upset because they didn't get him.
Yeah. So yeah, there was that one. You got anything?
With that shutout, do you know how many shutouts the Hawks have on the year?
Well, I know it's been like 5 the last month or so. 4 or 5.
Like a wild guess at how many times they've been shut out.
8.
11.
Jesus.
Yeah, buddy. It's a lot. Oh my God, it's so much. it's almost a sixth of the games. Like every sixth game they get shut out.
KD,
3 of the shutouts have come against Colorado.
3 against Colorado. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
God damn, dude. KD, you've got to get some offense on this team this offseason.
Yeah.
For the love of God, help this team out.
Yeah, those Lucas Dostal's like first shutout of his career too. So
of course, and of course, comes against the Hawks. But then Hawks take on San Jose on Saturday night. You know, couldn't get any worse than being shut out by the Ducks.
Yeah.
Oh boy, let me tell you, it felt like it was gonna get much worse than getting shut out by the Ducks.
Because they were about to get shut out by the fucking Sharks.
Holy shit! I mean, the Sharks all over the Hawks in this one for the first half of the game.
Thomas Bordelot, Fabian Zetterlund. The first period, within the first 10 minutes of the first period, the Ducks already had like 12 shots. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, sorry, the Sharks. I was like, oh my God. They're going to end up with like 70 shots.
They did not. They ended up with 30. But yeah, they just I don't know what was going on. They just seemed so like lethargic out there and just so disconnected from the game.
Yeah, I mean, it took them all the way until a little over or almost halfway through the second to get on the board.
Yeah, Ryan Donato gets it on. Yeah, I don't know. Is this just like was this game just like an example, or at least the first half of this game just an example of, well, we're finishing bottom 2. We're playing the other team that's finishing bottom 2. Let's just get through this. Like,
I don't even know, man. Like the Sharks were clearly just scoring on the chances that they had, but they were creating so many chances, and I was like, what is happening? What's going on here? Like Fabian Zetterlund looked really good in the first like period and a half. He had 3 points.
He scores 2 goals in the first minute 24 of the second period.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was like, this is going to be a bad one.
Good for Peter Mrazek to stick this one out, though.
Yeah.
Really thought he probably could have got pulled after that 4th goal. He sticks around, and luckily the Hawks, wake up and realize that they're getting their asses handed to them by the worst team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he was making fantastic saves, too, during like that rush that the Sharks had against the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, God, we've said it a million times this year. Like, if you can make a case for anybody on this team that's to be the MVP that's not named Connor Bedard, I mean, it has to be Mrazek by far.
Yeah.
100%. Like, yeah, it's insane. I really hope he can keep this consistency up and like play this way next year too.
Yeah, if he can carry it on for the next couple seasons, that'd be good.
Yeah. But yeah, then the Hawks, again, we were down 4-0. Hawks turn around, Ryan Donato gets the team on the board, make it 4-1. Tyler Johnson gets on the board. I mean, that line right there, 2 goals, each member getting an assist on that, and those 2 goals, like, let's go.
Yeah.
Third period, Seth Jones gets the Hawks within 1 from Wyatt Kaiser and Connor Bedard.
That was on a delayed penalty, I'm pretty sure, too.
That's 2 goals were, I believe.
No, because the Phil Kurasev one was not a delayed penalty. That was just an empty net.
Empty net, yeah.
But I think either Donato or Tyler Johnson was another delayed penalty.
Wasn't real quick back to that Zetterlund goal. Wasn't that the second one on the power play? Yeah. Wasn't that just like absolute ridiculous cross-ice pass?
Oh, I was gonna say that was on a shit penalty call.
Yeah,
because that was the one where they said, Mackenzie Entwistle illegal check to the head when he just went shoulder to shoulder with the guy and the guy's head bounced off the fucking glass. If it's a legal check to the head, we would have heard more about it like after the game, right? Like they would have been they have to review it. It's like, no, clearly made a stupid fucking call that ended up in a goal.
So that penalty calls, and there's like just sick by that Eklund, like cross ice, looking up at the point, throws it across the crease for a tapping goal. That was unreal. But yeah, the Seth Jones was a delayed penalty. Fires it home, then Kurasev finishing the game or tying it up with 53 seconds or 47 seconds left, I think.
Yeah.
And then Seth Jones deciding that he's going to score goals now. Actually hit the net.
Yeah.
Puts this one away 18 seconds into the overtime.
Seth Jones went from having a 0.9% shooting percentage 2 weeks ago to now what does he have? Is it a 5.0 5.0 shooting percentage? Oh no, that's his career. Sorry, 4.0 shooting percentage 4.0. Now. Which is hilarious.
I didn't realize he had 12.
Water always finds its level, baby.
Holy shit! I didn't realize he had 12 goals last year.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Damn, I was like, when was the last time he had 6 goals in the season? Oh, last year with 12. Okay,
it's very quiet. I mean, his plus minus looks a lot better this year than it did last year.
Yeah, it's getting better.
I think that's a lot thanks to Vlasic though too.
100%. And Coach Richardson talked about him a little bit today after their team skate, and we'll get into that in a little bit here. But yeah, he's looking better, and I feel like he's getting a little bit smarter with his plays. And again, that goes on to what Coach Richardson says. But yeah, Hawks win this one. They salvage, the road series. Get one. They sweep the Sharks on the season.
Yeah, completely wild comeback. It's the largest comeback by the Hawks since the 2009 game against Calgary when they went down 5-0 in the first period.
Yeah, dude, that was a good game.
And Seabrook ended it in OT.
Also, was it the first time in NHL history, or the second time, or it's been a while, that 2 teams came back from down 4 goals in back-to-back days? Colorado did it on Friday.
That's fair.
And then and then the Hawks did it. I can't remember that. I gotta start screenshotting these stats when I see them.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on Instagram, and a lot of people just being like, 2 of the best teams in the league right there. It's just yeah, man, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, so Hawks finished the road trip 1-2. I don't know what else can you say about a team this season? I mean, it's really hard. We can recap the games, but it's copy paste. Hawks are bad. They're gonna need some time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would hope they just don't get shut out anymore. That'd be great.
Oh God, that would be amazing. We'll take a look at the schedule here real quick, but first, 3 stars.
Wait 1 second. So the Hawks have played 71 games now?
Yes.
So they've been shut out 4 times in the last 11 or 12 games. 11 games. That's too much.
That's not good. That's not good. They were outshot, or out their goals for was 7 for 14 in this against 14. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else more we can say, because it's the same shit, and it's going to be the same shit until next season, when hopefully stuff gets addressed and they start taking the next step. We know hockey games move fast, but with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can score faster than anything happening on the ice. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with code THPN. New customers bet just $5 on the NHL and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-878-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours of issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligible and deposit restrictions, terms, of responsible gambling resources. NHL and NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved. All right, so 3 stars of the week. Again, the games were LA, the Ducks, and San Jose. Third star. I'm going with Ryan Donato.
Yeah. Huge game against San Jose. 3-point night.
3-point night, 1 goal,
Really,
2 assists.
really helping out with the comeback. Yeah, I mean, he got the main assist on the Kurasev game tire. All about it. Sounds good. Look, a good plan.
Second star, who are you going with?
Let's go Kurasev.
I was gonna say this is a coin flip. You go with the guy with 4 points and tied the game, or do you go with the guy who wins the game?
I think I go with the guy that wins the game.
I agree. So Kurasev, 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, including the game tying goal and the game winning assist. And Seth Jones with will be the first star, 2 goals, 1 assist. A rare Connor Bedardless 3 stars with him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Be better, kid. Jesus.
Yeah, right. Still waiting for him to show up.
Yeah, I cannot believe that. I saw that. Someone is like on a Blackhawk Facebook page was like, this team stinks. It's gonna be a really long rebuild. I'm still waiting for this great Connor Bedard to show up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Game isn't enough for you.
Yeah, 18 years old. Just under a point per game.
So the look ahead at the schedule. I don't know. Calgary's like out of it, right?
Are they?
There's 2
I'm
teams
assuming so.
Yeah. So you got Calgary on Tuesday or tonight at the United Center. Then you have Ottawa in Ottawa, and then Philly in Philly.
Yeah, Calgary's out of it. I mean, they're at 71 points. They kind of would need to like absolutely win out and get like 24 points and be at like 95 points to get in.
Okay. Yeah. So Calgary's out. Ottawa is a shit show.
Yep.
And the Flyers, probably one of the biggest surprises this year.
I would put them as the biggest surprise.
Bigger than
because Vancouver, I never thought Vancouver should have been as bad as they are or as they were. But I mean, them being up in first is like a pretty big surprise. But I legitimately had Philadelphia penciled in at like 30.
I think we did. I think we both did. I think we had them bottom 3.
Yeah. And then the fact that they've been in a playoff position like all year basically is huge. I mean, granted, the Metropolitan Division has kind of fallen off.
I mean, you got Washington playing good hockey at the right time for them. I mean, they're 2 points behind Philly now, and they're 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah, well, it's also like Ovechkin scored 8 goals in his first like 48 games, and then ever since then he's got like 16 or like 17 goals now.
Ovi's heating up. We got vintage Ovi. He is doing as much as he can to get this towards the end of the year to make next season potentially the record-breaking year.
Right, isn't he less than 50 now? Less than 50 away?
So
or is it at 50?
I think it's 49 because I think he scored the other day to make it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Reaching some sort of milestone like that, I think is absolutely insane.
Oh, he's also was it the first NHLer to score 20 goals or more in each of his first 19 seasons?
It's 20? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one? There's another one for like 25, isn't there?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that one.
He's at 848 right now. So he's 44 away, right? No. Wait, isn't it? What is it? 894?
894, yeah.
So he's 46 away.
He scored 7 goals in 4 games last week.
Yeah. He's first star of the week.
Yeah. Holy shit. I just love how people question if he's even gonna come close to it. Like after the season, he's been having people like, "Oh, he's washed. He's not gonna do it." Like to count him out. Come on, dude.
It's so funny too because he's got 58 points in 67 games. Like he's still like producing, and he's having like a down year.
The only
still at 26 goals.
The only thing that's changed with Ovechkin breaking the record is it might come at the end of the season instead of the beginning of the season because he needs, he's older. He needs to warm up a little bit, get hot, get going. Like that's the only difference. That is the only difference that potentially is going to affect him breaking Gressy's record. And it's not even going to prevent it. He's still going to do it.
Oh my God. It's so funny just to look at like his latter half of the season and like see all the goals and then scroll up and see like there's almost nothing goal wise. Oh, it's so funny.
But yeah, so Hawks are playing Philadelphia on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right.
Coach Richardson talked to media after practice today. First big noticeable thing they talked about was he bag skated the boys. Herb Brooks get on the line. What he said about that was, I know we skipped out of the game, luckily on top, but we weren't happy with our performance in 2 games. It's just not professional enough for me. You have to do it every day. Sometimes it's the way the game is played, up and down the ice or over and back. It sets home that I'm guessing he meant it hits home really that it's unacceptable for the standard that we want to have for work ethic. So we worked in practice today.
Yes.
And I don't know, personally, me, I know I see a lot of people questioning him, like that he feels like he's not really doing much with this team. But I think showing that he isn't afraid to bag skate a team that is locked in the bottom 2 of the league after losing a game and then winning a game after being down 4-0 to set the pace for what it means to be a Blackhawk. I mean, he's doing all the right things to build a culture here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it doesn't matter that like obviously the rest of the season doesn't really mean anything. Like you're going to play hard. Like you're going to go out there and get it done. No nights off, man.
Yeah, no excuses. And you guys are professional hockey players, and you know what? There's plenty of people in Rockford who are itching to make the jump up, and you don't want to work now. These guys are going to get looks next season in training camp. You might just get replaced. You're going to remember. They're like, these are the shit that coaches and GMs remember is who was giving it their all at the end of the season when it didn't matter versus guys who were phoning it in.
Yeah. Who wants to be here?
Yeah. The other thing he talked about was Seth Jones. And what Richardson said was Seth Jones, to me, has played really well and really hard. He simplified his game instead of running up and down the ice every shift. I've talked about that to him in the past. The second half of last year, he really took that to his game and rose, and he's doing that again this year. So we kind of talked about after that overtime game, I forgot which one it was that he got caught down low. Oh no, was it the Kane one? No, yeah, it was way earlier. But there was the overtime game that we're all frustrated that all he had to do was throw a backdoor.
That's Kane. That's the Detroit game.
Okay. And we were talking about how we hope Richardson's talking to Seth Jones and being like, listen, you got to fucking not do that all the time. Good to see that he is talk to him.
Yeah.
And
I mean, ever since that game, there's been a lot better passing between the two of them, especially on the power play.
Yeah. And he's definitely looked better. And I agree with what he's saying. Like he simplified the game. He's not forcing as much when he is taking the puck up. He is doing it with a purpose and all that. What Seth Jones needs to do, in my opinion, though, is like he needs to find a way to play his game like that from game one all the way through. Like it shouldn't be coming just because you fuck something up and the coaches have to talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I feel like maybe he's trying to play a certain way and he's not getting the results. And then now he's getting better results, obviously, because he's been scoring and he's been getting on the board a lot more. So like that's why the confidence is there. The team's looking like better in certain aspects too. There's a lot of guys that have just like look a lot better now than at the beginning of the year. I mean, it's funny to say, but like obviously Connor Bedard is one of them. Seth Jones is one of them. I think Korchinski's like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Because he's been he's been looking way more confident on the ice in the zone, looking like he's still making mistakes in the defensive zone, but there's a lot of times where he's still making up for like a lot of stuff that he used to fuck up, which is pretty good. I don't know, all the young guys, man, it's great.
Wyatt Kaiser's looks pretty good too. Since getting called back up, and
oh fuck, was it against San Jose where him and Vlasic skated all the way back on a fucking to stop a breakaway?
I think so.
Yeah, and it was like a combination of them two and like Kurasev or something. And then fucking Kaiser was like first one up the ice going the other way. I was like, oh my god, he's all over the place.
What I've kind of like, it's not the same situation because they're different players and all that, but like trying to like describe to people like, oh, here's who this player would be considered, based on the Cup era, if there's a role. I feel like Korchinski and Vlasic are going to be like the Keith Seabrook type of guys. Like the 1-2, these are the guys, like, let's go build through them. And not by playing style, but I feel like Kaiser has potential to be like the Hjalmarsson. Like he can be a really good piece on that back end. He's not going to get the credit and the awards and the recognition that he deserves, but he could definitely be a huge part of that defensive core going forward, I think.
Yeah.
If he develops,
if he keeps it up.
Shown. Yeah.
If he keeps it up with how he's been playing, I feel like, I think that's something I was mentioning too, like towards the beginning of the year. I was like, I feel like Vlasic's the Seabrook, like Korchinski has the potential to be like the Keith, and then sneaky, like Kaiser could be like the Hjalmarsson of the situation, which would be really funny. I would be great. I would just love that kind of setup. I do wish like one of them was right-handed.
That would be nice.
But
yeah.
We'll see. That could be something that could be addressed in this upcoming draft though too, if we don't get like first overall.
So speaking of that, Hawks have 11 games left. They're 5 points ahead of San Jose. They are 7 points behind the Ducks. Pretty much feels like they're going to be locked into that 31st spot unless San Jose goes on some fucking heater or the Ducks go on their historically bad losing streak like they did last year and the Hawks win a couple games.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling about, finishing 31st, having that second best odds in the draft lottery? Guaranteed you pick fourth if that's the case.
I feel like it's great. It's still fine. It would be really nice to get Celebrini, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just another kickstart to the rebuild, like a lot faster. I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know who they would take at 2.
That's another thing like I gotta start looking into is because like last year it was okay, obviously we know about Bedard and it got to a point where I was like, well, there's no way we're gonna win the draft lottery. So who are some other players? So I looked into Fantilli and all that kind of stuff. But this draft, Celebrini or bust essentially was the mindset. But now it's like, okay, that's just like you said, it's just a nice like cherry on top if it happens.
Yeah.
I don't think this class is as deep.
It's still not bad.
It's not bad, but I think like last year is going to be, I think, discussed like in that 03 category eventually. Like I think
2015.
Yeah, like there's so many good players that were drafted in this draft. Like it's going to be insane.
Yeah, it would be great if like last draft was like our 2015.
Yeah.
Or 2017 Dallas draft. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I was looking at like obviously like Celebrini, that'd be great. But if they decided to go defenseman, like the top defenseman on the board on a lot of cases is that Levshunov kid that plays at Michigan State. He's like a right-handed defenseman. Say, that'd be nice.
Yeah, and then you got Caden Lindstrom, who's another center, which I think we need to avoid centers at this point.
Yeah, as long as they can play wing as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would want to stay away from that Demidov kid who's a winger, or if they'd go with like the Cole Iserman kid. I don't know if they're still looking for more offensive power. I mean, if it's Celebrini, that makes sense, right? Because he's the best one in the draft. But like at 2, or even if we get pushed back to 3 or 4, it might make things a little bit more interesting because you don't really have to worry about like taking one of those top forwards. You can really be like, all right, I don't feel so bad about taking a defenseman who might be ranked like 4, 5, or 6.
Next best available at that point, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if this Sam Dickinson has any relation to Jason.
I don't think so. That would be pretty crazy, though.
Also, just speaking of draft, like wherever our second first round pick is, sneaky kind of hope Iginla falls to that.
Oh, where we're in the second round?
No, that second first round pick we're gonna have.
Oh, second first round pick. Sorry, yeah. Well, I don't know. What's he ranked? Oh, he's like ranked 13
like 11
on this one. Yeah, he's like high 10s.
Yeah, like he's been having a great season.
Fucking Tampa can still completely fall off. Just kidding, probably not. But like, it's possible. I mean, if they get eliminated first round, that's still like really good for the Hawks because they're not. They'll be like at such a high point value currently too that it wouldn't be like closer to 16.
Because it was what 19 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'd probably be it'd be around that again.
Yeah, if they're staying in a wild card spot, it'd be great. It'd be actually fantastic if like they stay there. Whoever is the 8th seed in the East also wins, and like takes out whatever like first place team. And if like, well, I hope Vegas gets bumped.
I hope so. And then, I want that so bad.
Whatever. If Minnesota can jump, that'd be good. Minnesota jumps into that second wild card spot. Nashville and Minnesota both win. So then Tampa would be like first team eliminated with the worst points. Then the Hawks would end up with pick like 17.
I thought we want St. Louis though, because then they get eliminated.
Oh, and they don't have a chance of moving up. But I don't want them to win the first round.
They're not going to win the first round.
No, that I.
Oh, you're talking about first round.
I want the team. I want the team to win the first round in order for like Tampa Bay to get 17th overall.
That might be a sacrifice, though. We might have to sacrifice that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather if the Blues make it into the playoffs, I would love to see them just get smoked 4-0.
Because I mean, they would play Vancouver.
Maybe. They might play like Colorado.
No, I forgot. Yeah, fuck. We got to talk about that NHL talk. How close that President's Trophy race is.
It's so tight.
It's ridiculous. What a season. Real quick, we'll wrap up Hawks talk here. Nazar had a big Ten championship game, 2 goals. Wasn't enough. They were knocked out by Michigan State. Still made the tournament. Their third overall in their region. Oliver Moore and Minnesota and Rinzel.
Yeah.
Are the Gophers second overall in their region. So basically, if you guys want to see Nazar play for the Hawks this year, pray that North Dakota wins on the 29th so we can get him sooner than later. Either way, they go to the national championship. You were saying they have the Hawks have like maybe 3 games left that he could potentially get in there.
Yeah, if they go all the way into the championship, there's 3 games left in the season. And then I don't know if the plan was to bring him in or not, but it'd be cool. It'd be cool to get like some eyes on him at the NHL level. If they win against North Dakota and Michigan State wins again, then that's just a rematch of this past weekend.
Which would be sick.
That'd be pretty nice.
That'd be awesome.
Also, I wouldn't mind paying attention to that because I just brought up that Levchinov kid, and he's like the defenseman for Michigan State, like the main guy, or I mean, draft eligible player.
Yeah. These games start the 28th, I believe. Yeah, the 28th of March. If you have ESPN, definitely worth a check. Definitely worth checking out. I think college hockey is getting really, really fucking good.
Yeah. It used to just be like draft kids out of the, CHL. And now there's a lot of, Macklin Celebrity's in the NCAA. You had Fantilli coming out of the NCAA. You had Eichel coming out of NCAA. Like NCAA is like really pumping it up.
Boston University is the number 1 seed in their region.
Yeah, the one seeds in the regions are going to be Boston College, Denver, BU, and Michigan State.
Whew. I'm excited for that. All right, you got anything else for Hawks?
No, that's it. I don't think there's anything else.
All right. Then real quick with NHL talk. We're going to keep this a short episode this week. NHL talk, pretty much the President's Trophy race.
Yep.
Tight as a duck's ass in the water.
Ooh.
7 teams within 1 point of each other for that top spot. Right now, I think it's Vancouver that has it. Yeah, Vancouver has it.
Just based off of regulation wins.
Yeah. New York Rangers 90 or Vancouver 98 points, Rangers 98 points, Florida Panthers, Colorado, Carolina, Dallas, and Boston all have 97 points.
It's pretty wild that it's like west, east, east, west, east, west, east, and then Winnipeg is west. It's usually like, I feel like a lot of times it always ends up being like a huge clump of like one conference.
Yeah.
And then like, but now it's like pretty even.
Well, was it last year? Was it last year the whole Eastern Conference was 100 points? 100 points plus, or was that 2 seasons ago?
I think it was last year, except for like Washington, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let's just I'll just go to it.
Every team like is playing incredible hockey right now. I mean, the Panthers.
Oh no, it wasn't last year.
2 years ago.
Tampa had 98, Islanders had 93, and Florida had 92. Oh yeah, it was 2 years ago because Florida was President's Trophy. Oh no, Washington did hit 100 points. So yeah, everybody hit 100 points.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, Vancouver 7-2-1 over their last 10. Rangers 7-3. Florida 5-4-1. Colorado 9-game heater. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Carolina 8-1-1 in their last 10. Dallas 8-2 in their last 10, and Boston 6-3-1 in their last 10. But they have also on a 2-game losing streak. Sucks to be Boston. But yeah,
Boston also, I mean, like they're in that race, but they have the least amount of wins.
Because they got to change the 3-2-1. Like,
yeah,
god damn, like,
yeah, that's stupid.
They have the least amount of wins, least amount of regulation wins. Dallas would get screwed on that too.
Yeah,
they only have 33 regulation wins.
Be better. Oh my god, stop going to overtime and winning games that way. Just win them in regulation.
Yeah, be better. But yeah, this is going to be a hell of a end to the season. Everybody's got either 11 or 10 games left. Whew. How are the playoff races looking too?
Nashville hasn't lost a point since February 15th.
Here's the question.
I'm sorry, they haven't gone without a point since February 15th.
Here's my question about Nashville though.
Yeah.
Heating up at the wrong time. Are they gonna they're not too early here?
No, I don't think so, because offensively maybe, but they have one of the best goalies in the league. And when you're in the playoffs, like that's kind of what, if you have that and they play well, then you're kind of in a really good spot.
I mean, that's all you need is a good goalie, like in the playoffs, to steal you a couple games.
Yeah, if Nashville was in the Pacific, they would be not in the wild card position. So they're tied. They're tied with Edmonton. So, damn, how close? It's too bad they're in the Central. They could possibly pass Winnipeg by the end of the season too, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, they have 11 games left. Winnipeg's got 11 games left. Dude, this is going to be a fun end to the season.
Yeah, big fan. Love hockey. It's good stuff.
Big hockey guy. The other thing I have for NHL talk too, really quick, is the ridiculous Connor McDavid stat is that he has the same amount of assists this season as Jamie Benn did in points when he won the Art Ross Trophy.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Man, hockey was good in 2014-15.
God damn. Like,
what happened that year?
I have no idea. But Kucherov right now 123, McKinnon 122, Connor McDavid 117. Panarin's gonna break 100. Pasternak's gonna break 100. Mikko Rantanen's gonna break 100. Nylander's gonna break 100. Matthews, Draisaitl should break 100. JT Miller should probably break 100. Scoring, man.
Scoring's up.
Scoring's up. Scoring's up too for a couple players. Zach Hyman scored his 50th goal of the season. 36 of them came directly in front of the net, just picking up the garbage, which
I thought it was 35, but yeah.
35? It might have been 35. Yeah. They don't ask how, they just ask how many, and he's having a career year, and good for him, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool.
Do you have on your fantasy team?
No.
Oh.
I have the other left winger on their team, Evander Kane.
Oh yeah.
Him and then Sam Reinhart. He also hit 50.
That's insane. Is he due for a contract? Because
yeah, he's in a contract year.
Is he?
Yeah. It's those contract years, man. I swear.
Hey Reinhart, you want to go to Chicago?
No. It's a lot of power play goals, which is really fun.
Oh yeah, which is insane.
Use it. It's not going to show me there, of course.
He's only 28.
They got to keep the 2014 draft together. Is that what it is?
27 power play goals.
Yeah, the 2014 draft year. They have the top 3 out of the top 4 players are in Florida. So they just need Leon Draisaitl when his deal's up, and they'll get 4 out of the top 4.
That is fucking insane. Over 50% of his goals are power play.
Yeah.
God.
There was like some stat I saw recently, and it's like it has to do with Sasha Barkov. And when players just play with him, they produce. And that's why I feel like that's why he's like one of the most underrated players in the league year after year after year, is that whoever's on his line just produces, and he doesn't put up as many points, but he's like he's like just solid.
I believe it. Yeah.
I forgot where I saw it, man. Fuck. I should have again, one of those things should have saved. He has 66 points in 62 games. Fuck, man. It's gotta
be like a quiet, consistently good player.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he still falls in that one of the more underrated player categories.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Fucking 50 goals though. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Austin Matthews is at 58.
So does he flirt with 70?
That'd be cool. He just scored his first empty netter this past week.
Of the season or of his career?
Of the season.
Oh, I was gonna say he's never scored
that would be one of the most wild stats, is like if he never scored an empty netter until now.
Dude, I don't know. At this rate, the way some of these stats come out, I would not be surprised if that was an actual thing.
Yeah. No, he was just took him a long time.
And then talking about stats real quick. Let's just put this out here again. No, Connor Bedard is not gonna not win the Calder Trophy. Brock Faber is not gonna steal it from him.
Yeah, I think people are just trying to drum up oh, it could happen kind of stuff.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
it's not even gonna. I don't even want to talk about it. It's all a funny thing. Somebody was had Pete Blackburn on their show, and they start to talk, and he goes, "I know exactly where you're going with this. No, Connor Bedard's plus minus had zero effect on him winning the Calder Cup, the Calder Trophy.
Yeah,
roll that stat out. I'm not even listening to it, and we're not even discussing it."
And he goes, "But go ahead, ask your question."
Yeah. He's the best, man. He is so funny.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's all I got. You got anything?
No, I'm just excited to see how this season winds down. Who takes first? How do the standings shake out with playoff positioning? I think it's one of the cool things is whenever the season like this happens, and you're it really comes down to the last game, which really decides probably a lot of playoff positioning, right? Like it's so fun. Like this team wins, like they get to play like the 8th seed, or if they lose, they play the 3 seed. And I still wish the playoff like format was better.
Through 8.
Yeah, because if you did 1 through 8, well, because there was like 3 divisions per conference, it was like top 3 like get spots 1, 2, 3, and then it was like 4 through 8 were just like next best teams. But if it was like the top 2 teams get like 1 and 2, and then it's like whoever after that, like you would end up seeing Nashville sitting 4 or 5 rather than in 7 right now.
Yeah, right now, if you go 1 through 8, like a true 1 through 8, you have the Rangers versus the Capitals, Panthers versus Flyers, Hurricanes versus Tampa, Boston versus Toronto. In the East and in the West, you have Vancouver, Vegas, Colorado, LA, Dallas, Nashville, and then Winnipeg, Edmonton.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Would you ever want them to just throw out conferences and do like a 1 through 16? Well, no, I'm just curious because I know people talked about different ways to do it.
Oh, no, I don't. I like the conference setup because it drives a lot more rivalries. It's just, I wish the playoff setup was better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what, like right now, like, are you looking at Tampa or Toronto and Boston? It's like, they're going to get smoked. It's going to happen again. Game 7. They're going to go back to the old ways.
I'm excited for that. I hope it ends up being Florida versus Tampa first round, Boston versus Toronto first round. I hope Detroit sneaks in and takes that last spot, and then we get Panarin versus Kane and DeBrincat first round.
That would be sick.
Like
the worst matchup just being Philly and Carolina. I mean, Philly might even get bounced.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I mean, the East, I just feel, I know there's good storylines in the West, but I just feel like the East is just so much more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the matchups. Like, yeah, the West has got great teams that I'm excited to watch play playoff hockey. But the West is where, the East is where I'm like, okay, I want to see these teams play each other, these teams play each other, and these teams play each other. Like,
oh, absolutely.
It's just so much more exciting. I don't know if it's because they're older franchises or what.
The only thing that I would kind of look forward to in the West the most might be like Edmonton, LA facing off for like 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
And I mean, each time, well, did LA lose? Yeah, LA's lost like both times so far.
I think so.
It's like, can they do it again?
And then Dallas, Winnipeg, wouldn't that be the rematch of the quarterfinals a couple years back? Or conference final? No, that was the one that we said should be the conference final because they were just absolute juggernauts.
Are you?
Or no, was it? No, it was
Nashville. Nashville.
That's what it was.
Yeah. That was Vegas's first year.
Yeah.
Because that's when whatever team came out of that lost to Vegas, and then Vegas lost to Washington.
You're right. Yeah, that was Winnipeg. That was Winnipeg, Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they got smoked. Man, yeah. Whatever. If Colorado Vegas happens, like that would be a really good series too, because I feel like Colorado's like the best team that would be poised to take on the $20 million over the cap Vegas Golden Knights.
Dude, especially if there's like rumblings that Landeskog might play.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I forgot about that. They have their own LTIR candidate coming back possibly for that series.
Teams are just going, I want to just pick up this guy just to put him LTIR just in case, so he can be like, fuck you.
Yeah, just have Landeskog versus like Mark Stone. Just Stone's back's giving out, Landeskog's knees don't work.
Oh shit, that's awesome. But all right. About 4 weeks left of hockey until playoff. It's gonna be fun. Give or take 4 weeks, whatever. I was looking at the schedule real quick. Fun fact, the Blackhawks technically are a part of the last game of the season. They're the latest. They're the last puck drop. They had 10:30. So it would be
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else?
No, man. I'm curious to see how the Hawks do for the rest of the year. It would be nice to see some young guys get some ice time, get some chances. But yeah, whatever.
All right. Episode 268.
I don't know why. Every single time. I don't even think just almost there. I don't know.
How about almost done?
Yeah. Almost over.
Almost over. Yeah, there we go. All right, make sure to follow us on your favorite podcast feed, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the big two. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media at WCB Podcast. Promo code THPN on DraftKings. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.